are Inside Africa Network. Our vision is exploring Africa.
I am guilty, they say, of being a girl.
You will have your duties of a daughter.
Papa, please. This is my life.
Utoleo.
I give you 30 sheep, 50 goats, and 5 camels.
I owe them my dreams. But I know I'm more than a wife to a stranger.
Hey, what's popping? What's going on? What's happening? And welcome to the show today. Of course, the most important part of my show is that you are always there. You are the most important part of the show. Without you, there is no show, there is no me, there is no sitting here and talking. I'm so happy that you're always there, trying to check out, trying to like, trying to contribute, trying to share, trying to say something. Thank you so much. I love you all. Well, welcome to the show today. This is Inside Africa Network on Kaftan TV. Of course, you know this is what will bring to you an emerging New Africa Plus, bringing you an emerging or imagining a beautiful world. Yes, this is Entertainment Africa, where I bring to you the latest trends and developments as it involves Africa. Today, I want to talk about something really important. Remember, all my shows here have to be entertaining, informative, and educative. Of course, this is a movie review, not just normal ordinary movie review. This is really important to us as Africans to really sit down and watch and listen and learn and get informed as much as we have to get entertained. You're welcome to the show once again. My name is Bills Victor. It is good to have you. I'll see you after this very short break.
We are Inside Africa Network.
Inside Africa Network.
Alright, so you're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Inside Africa Network on Kaftan TV, and it is Entertainment Africa. Do you know that 38% of girls in Africa are actually married before the age of 18? 38% in the whole of Africa. For me, that's too much. That is way too much. Even though some countries, or almost all the countries in Africa, actually have laws that have actually increased this age to the barest minimum, some countries or some local communities actually still practice child marriages. So many other countries in Africa have increased percentage. Countries like Nigeria. Nigeria has 67% of children getting married before the age of 18. I think countries like Central Africa has 68%, Chad has 67%, Mali has 55%, and Mozambique has 46%. And most of this is actually in the local communities where they have their traditional beliefs. Some of them are religious beliefs. And I was actually talking to someone, not because of this show, but randomly, we had a discussion, and he was telling me about how where he grew up, he is married right now, and in that community, a child or a girl child, most especially, is not allowed to stay at home or stay with the parents and exceed the age of 15. I was like, what? 15? Is that not a child? That's really a child at 15, wanting that child to get married. And he told me that it is important. I said, why? He said, because that child would go out, get spoiled, maybe get pregnant, start doing things that are not actually what is right. So it is important to take the child into marriage at that age. And I was like, how about the child's school? How about making sure that the child passes through childhood? And he was like, that is not more important. What is more important that the child should maintain a moral standard before getting into familyhood or motherhood. And that got to me. I sat down after that discussion and I was thinking, could this be one of the reasons why some parts of Africa or in Africa will have issues about children growing up, children behaving right, behaving correct? Is it because children now raise children? Is it because children are now grooming children and giving birth to children? A child grows up and does not know how to behave, how to live, how to do anything, because the mother didn't actually go through childhood to know the experiences, to know what to say, to know how to caution this child when this child is doing something wrong. Could this be one of the problems? And for me, I sat down also to go check out and I found out that there are so many disadvantages, so many reasons why we are not supposed to allow these children get married. Don't forget, it is a movie review and it is a Kenyan movie, and it is about a 13-year-old girl who is really intelligent in school.
Nawi, good luck in exam.
Thanks, Mom.
I'm sure Nairobi is waiting for you.
455 out of 500 marks.
Go and chase your many dreams. Sawa.
Now in Kenya, according to UNICEF, over 4 million child marriages are now in existence in Kenya. Over 4 million. And in my head I was like, if each of these 4 million girls give birth to 3 kids each, multiply those 3 kids by 4 million. If I'm correct, we have 12 million of kids being raised by kids. And if those kids in the next 15 years or 13 years get married and give birth to 4 kids each, multiply it by that amount, you get to see that we are raising children by children. And then the childhood is actually lost. And the effect bounces back on our economy, our social life, our religious life, and everything is going to be affected. Now, do you know that a child who is in the labor room trying to give birth at the age of 15 is 5 times more likely to die at childbirth? Do you also know that during childbirth there are so many complications that at that age these children will not be able to hold and bear? Are we going to talk about the childhood that this child is going to miss? Until you miss your childhood, you will never understand what it is to go through that childhood. Like I said, until you go through some certain stages in life to have those experiences, you cannot share those experiences with other people that are coming in. So if a mother does not really or hasn't had a childhood, what will she tell her child? Will she be able to have that discerning spirit to get to know that this child is doing this thing, I passed through this thing and I know what it is, and hey, listen to me, if you do this, this would happen. She never had that experience. Do you also know that these children will have diseases could come in? These children will be abused sexually. They are vulnerable to abuses. Sexually, domestic abuse. They would have traumas circling their mind all the time. They have issues because they are facing problems that is not their age. What are we doing towards all of this? Back to my movie. The movie is a Kenyan movie and it is called Nawi. Nawi is one of those movies that were actually selected for the best feature film in the Oscars in this year 2025. It is actually a beautiful movie. I love the setting. The cinematography in this movie is great. It's wonderful. Kisses. I love it so much. There are times in this movie where silence actually speaks louder than words. There are silence in this movie, expressions in their faces. I didn't know how these directors did it, but the expressions in the faces of these actors and that little girl actually spoke volume. You want to talk about the scenery, the environment that was created. It was beautiful. It depicted exactly these communities that these things actually happen. How about the education of this child? Without grow children, without bring up children, without bring up girl child, without education, without little or no education, how is somebody uneducated is supposed to lead another child? I think these are issues we should sit down and actually think about, actually put our minds into it. How can we curb all of this? How can we bring this to a stop? I wanted to stop, we wanted to stop. First of all, I think we should work with about the orientation of these men. We should work in their ideas. What do they think? What's in their mind all the time? We should work on their ideas about societal standards. If we can tackle one of these or some of these issues, I think these things will be curbed or ended as much as we can. Some men actually do this because there are gifts coming in by giving up your child. Like in the movie I'm talking about now, this little girl was actually given up for marriage, and she was really intelligent in school, hoping to do better in the future, hoping to go to the city, get a job, get to come back to her community and get to change things for her community. But these dreams, these aspirations were cut short by her father, giving her out to an older man who's old enough to be a father for marriage. And now this little girl had to resist. There were many times she fought, she ran away so many times, fell into dangers. It is a movie you need to watch and see what really happened in that movie. She had support from her younger brother who always kept supporting her. She fought several times. She almost lost her life several times. Nawi is really a beautiful movie. This movie was actually directed by 4 directors, 2 from Kenya and 2 were Europeans. I think the 2 Europeans were Tobias and Kevin Smudgler, and we have Valentine, and we have Apple Maureen. These people did great job. I'm really proud of these people. It is a message that should go around into especially those communities, those countries that haven't heard of the effects and the risk all of this would carry. Now the truth is, UNICEF also have their big role to play here. Let's get into those local communities that have not heard the risk that are involved in all of this. Now, how do we tackle all of this? Apart from talking to the men, talking or working on the orientations of these men, both the one that is getting married, picking up this men, how do you get married to a child? How do you keep a child in the house and call her your wife? And you have sex with her at 13, at 15, you treat her as a woman at that age. She has to be that woman. Now, these girls go through a lot, emotional traumas all the time, because all they do is to fit into the community standards, the beliefs and the religious beliefs of this community without regarding or taking care of themselves or thinking about their own mindset and how this would affect them. What are we doing? Now, in the movie, her father actually gave her out for some value he thought was equated to the value of his daughter.
I give you 30 sheep, 50 goats, and 5 camels.
Are you telling me that is the value of your lovely daughter? Your child, God gave it to you as a gift, and you're giving her out for cattle because you want to make more, you want to have more riches. And you who's taking this girl as your wife, are you crazy? Would you think about it? I cannot give my daughter out at that age, and neither would I advise anybody to do that. Now, NGOs, organizations need to work with communities, local communities, even with governmental bodies. You need to work with them, go into these local societies, these local communities, get to school them about the risk of all of this. Because if we don't do this, they keep believing it is tradition, it is our beliefs of the world. We grew like this, we got married like this, here am I. The mother of this girl in that movie didn't really like that her daughter surfaced this, but she couldn't do anything because it was a standard in the community. It was something that was already there in the community. Who am I to kind of change this? I believe there's always a change. There's something that could actually happen. Now, this movie is, I would call it a real life situation because it is actually happening in this community in Kenya. In that village, it is happening right there, right now as we speak. Until we move into these communities, move into Niger, move into Chad, move into Central African Republic, move into Mozambique, move into these places who have high rates of children getting married below the age of 18. Some of them are as low as 13. A 13-year-old girl has not even gotten through her puberty stage yet, but yet she is taken into being a mother. Are we talking about the complications that come with that? Are we talking about the psychological effects that it will take this child to actually survive life? Organizations should move, skills should be created for these young girls to get involved in. Education is really important. We should bring these children into education and make sure they work better. Well, take you back to my movie. one thing I like about this movie, in fact, one thing I like about the African movies that were brought up for nominations in this year's Oscar is that they were not just ordinary movies where we just watch and go. They were movies about real life issues affecting us as Africans. There were real life issues affecting individuals. There are little girls out there who cannot speak. Imagine 4 million girls in Kenya, 4 million kids in Kenya in the houses of men who are older to be their fathers, and they could not say anything, or they are not able to say anything because their father even gave them out for some cattle or for some things. I don't care what it is or what value you place your child. That child deserves a life. That child deserves to live a better life. That child deserves to see her childhood. And it is important, like I said, so she could get to share this childhood with her own children. It is really, really important. Go watch the movie and you would really enjoy the movie because, like I said, the cinematography is beautiful, the storyline is beautiful, how it is depicted. In fact, I had to go further to watch how it was made. It was not actually made in the real community, it was actually made in the desert. These scenes were created, naturally created in the desert where this film was actually shot. And I call on everyone out there, someone who's planning to give their child out and report it to the government, because I feel like these things, until the government or the law steps into it with all its power, it will not stop. It will not reduce. Not reduction. I actually want it to stop totally if we can actually go further to do it. These laws were implemented. Let's make sure that these laws are actually carried out. Go into these communities, teach them, show them, give them knowledge, let them know that you don't necessarily have to give a child out for marriage as a little child. This child, there's school everywhere. You need to create more schools in the communities as government to make sure that they find out that, okay, the government is trying to do something for us. Okay, let's move these children to school and find out how it will fare for them. It is a beautiful movie. It is called Nawi. It was shot in Kenya. And this little girl actually fought so hard that at a point I felt these emotions. It was real to me that I felt the emotions in the movie, and that kudos to the directors who actually depicted the characters the way it should be. And I think the bigger part of this is that the directors from Kenya, I think Maureen and Valentine, they did a good job. They did a great job because they were the ones who actually live in the society, in the community, in these local communities. They know the feeling. They're able to see it. And kudos to those Europeans who came in and made sure that this movie actually goes global. This type of movies are the movies. Why do we have these movies not winning nominations or even winning in these categories? Probably there are some other things that we need to work on as actors and movie makers, and we should really work on them. But if it is the storyline, if it is the reality in the movie, in the storyline, we win. We are the best. We're doing it more because it is what is really happening. Not just shooting off guns and blowing bombs and driving cars in the streets. This is real life situations, and the reason for movie is that we learn, we get to see things, we have experiences in them, we get to see things in case we find ourselves in such situations. We know how to maneuver. This is one of the reasons why we watch movies. Go check out the movie Nawi. You will really enjoy the movie, I promise you. And when you come back, you can go on our social media handles, drop your contributions. What do you think about child marriages, child brides? For me, it is really, really painful. I don't see that as something we should always talk about. It is a situation that should be ended very soon. Remember, over 4 million kids in Kenya alone. I'm not talking about other countries that have even higher rates. If you have 67% of girls below the age of 18 in Nigeria, that's a couple of millions. That's almost 100%. 67. It is really grievous. Let's do something about it. Remember, the movie is called Nawi. Go check it out. Go watch it. Enjoy yourself and make sure you spread the gospel, spread the news. Remember, this is Inside Africa Network on Kaftan TV, and my name is Bills Victor. This is Movie Review on Entertainment Africa. Thank you to my producers, those behind the camera trying to make this work all the time. They're working tirelessly. Those in the rooms trying to see that everything, the pictures come out clearly and everything come out nice. I want to say thank you to you all. Thank you to those working even outside trying to make this happen. Thank you so much. Stay here. We'll have some other programs coming in for you. Beautiful programs. Make sure you do not miss them. I love you and peace.
Dear future me, my biggest dream is to have a voice when I grow up.
Nawi, good luck next exam.
Thanks, Mom.
I'm sure Nairobi is waiting for you.
455 out of 500 marks.
Go and chase your many dreams. Sawa.
Dear future me, I am guilty, they say, of being a girl.
You will have your duties of a daughter.
Papa, please. This is my life.
Utaolewa.
I give you 30 sheep, 50 goats, and 5 camels.
I owe them my dreams. But I know I'm more than a wife to a stranger.
Look, this was she left me with.
Na mimi nataka mtoto wangu.
If you talk to father, he will listen. How can you run away? Because I'm afraid. Nicola dreams.
You are no woman but a child.
I give you the power. It's in your hands. I give you the power. It's in your hands. I give you the power. It's in your hands. I give you the power. It's in your hands. Let me be the one to set you free. Give your all to me. If you believe, then you will see that it's all in me. I give you the power. It's in your hands. I give you the power. It's in your hands.
We are Inside Africa Network.
Inside Africa Network. We are Inside Africa Network. Our vision is exploring Africa.